The things that you do that are weapons against your own self. Something you would do where you would not get God's support. And that thing is to rebel against your head, your leader. It is a serious and a dangerous thing to do.
In fact,
you see, don't trust men easily. And I want you to concede that you have an enemy.
But one yes, sir. Or say, so Owusu Bempah no more.
Devil,
now, it was the devil that set that example. And he is still bearing the consequences of that step he took. Even today.
So if you also for one kasaka.
Ne two enye mkwana mkwana no pocho ko osofo Owusu Bempah ti onona oledi mtu kwekwana
sofo Owusu Bempah
pocho
bon say much.
Those that lent their support to the devil at that time are still going through, or they are still facing agony till today.
Angels, spirits,
including angels, spirits, and even human beings.
And any rebellion.
Now that is the rebellion. Now if you are here and you can hear the sound of my voice, you must not give place to rebellion in your life.
We revelations near here and mysteries.
For this, you do not need revelations or mysteries.
Without any cohesion, Kakra and Kasa Abase, Niokoka would see the Sunina Nanya Nukre. Na a menyonko sofo Owusu Bempah and the son in Samo Koyesa. Ye need be a Benka Sentiana that was a day sofo than a soka. Amen. Nya mekane say Bible said na nipa beguno.
Me name ngo srachi am misbehave. Debi me ma mitrimu nya me de. Enipa nye. In fact, Absalom was strong.
Now Absalom became strong.
Ne father.
He had rebelled against his father.
Acceptance.
And now he had acceptance from the people. Now he had worked his way out to the extent that he had drawn the hearts of the people in the nation toward himself. People loved him. So he had offered himself to the people as their counselor.
And all should I say, Onipa papa bien in Israel, Sabrenum, Onipa hon docha or no Absalom.
Now he had a critique, and his critique was there was no man, there was no just man in Israel that loved the people more than he did.
Or Kasa, no, I should say, Nkamenya, Nankamena, me leader. Midioma. Oh, yes, I know. So, obi nimwa, nipa never feel say, or ya dear boy, ne papa, kingdom.
Now, by his actions could easily be construed as offering support to his father's kingdom. But he had hatred for them.
I am men French or tribu say, as mess in a bonny binti, or yamin sefri ne so inti, mesorietiano. Many that mistake.
Now, don't make that a mistake by saying that God has withdrawn from such person or from this person because of his mistakes. And because God has withdrawn from that person, I will rise up against that person. God can forgive the offender.
But
and you will not know that God has forgiven him or her. And so you would rise up against the person. But God might have forgiven the person. So let us take notice of this. The one who has offended God. And God has forgiven the offender. But man has held on to the offense and decided not to forgive. Please don't emulate this mistake. When you see the fault of another Christian, and you would condemn or judge the person, that Christian in your mind, and you presume that you are holy and that brother in Christ is not. Now that you can live God would use you for a lengthy time. Men of God in Africa don't grow old. Now several Africans like to talk, especially in Ghana. They have something to say about everyone.
Stress.
So if you're not careful, your life will be damaged by the build-up of stress. So there are some things you should gloss over. Some things you must sneeze at and move on. Eat well. An advice, a piece of advice, and then he would launch an attack against his company.
Well organized.
So physically, he was well organized.
Me covering.
I'm about to rebel against my covering.
Me Papa David.
My father David, I am rising up strongly against him. But Absalom had forgotten about something. He had forgotten about the fact that God was with his father. Absalom forgot about the fact that everyone who attempted any attack against his father did not succeed.
A whole president of Israel. A whole king of Israel. I friend Saul.
A whole king of Israel called Saul. Fix his eyes on David. But because God was with David,
Saul went to me and destroy David.
Saul could not destroy David.
Saul, yes, and could destroy David. The same sword and a kumonwa Saul.
Now the sword which Saul prepared for David to kill David with was the same sword that killed him. I don't know the people that have risen against you. Everyone, is it the case everyone has risen against you? Or anyone has risen against you, but if God is on your side, you can go to bed and rest. The rest of them will destroy them. Every time, your head is the devil's target. Every time the devil wants opportunity around that thing that will give him the chance to destroy you completely. So he would let people destroy your man of God. You will hear many things about him. You will hear very bad things about him. It is the devil's strategy. He will do this so that you will withdraw from the man of God. And then you lose your covering. You will lose your protection. And then they get the occasion to strike you. When people say good things about their churches, say good things about yours.
Obi praising the software. Usu praise you software.
When someone praises his pastor, praise yours.
Ade important and say uba unsa wo software ni Yesu e wa pam.
The only important thing you need to know is whether your pastor has a covenant with God.
So who so Yesu Christo akoa.
So long as
Yesu e na man ko ade minia, humble yourself.
Who God has designated for your life.
Now yes, our God will bless
yourself and submit.
It
is very good to know strong. The strength of your enemy.
Strength.
You must get to know the strength of your enemy.
Now extra careful.
So that you be extra careful. Then God intervened.
Now, because of time.
For the sake of time, I will not conclude today.
Ahithophel na futuo no very powerful.
The counsel of Ahithophel was powerful. If you are in this auditorium, you are here, and some people have conspired against you. Maybe you think that you have no enemy. But I want to tell you, you have enemies. Maybe you think you are not thinking negatively about anyone. And that is how everyone also doesn't think evil about you. But you know what? People are thinking evil about you. The day you conceive any thought that you have no enemies,
that day, your falling day.
You must bear in your mind that that same day is the day of your fall. You say to yourself, you have no enemies. You must know that you are on the verge. You must be alert. And every day you must be aware that you have enemies. Whatsoever you're doing, you must remember you have enemies. Even in the midst of your beloved ones, have it at the back of your mind that you have enemies. When you discover you have enemies, you are careful.
So call family house, we are careful.
When you go to your family house, you are careful.
Hometown, we are careful.
When you go to your hometown, you are careful.
Office, we are careful.
At your office, you are careful.
Working place, we are careful.
At your place of work, you are careful.
You're careful.
Be careful.
Because enemies.
Because you have enemies.
So we are careful.
Now, if you are careful,
or enemies be planning.
Your enemies may plan.
Carefulness
because you are careful.
It will
be difficult for them to get you.
Enemies.
Listen, you have enemies. Maybe no one has ever told you.
Enemies.
In your marriage, you have enemies.
Husband enemies.
In your husband's
family,
not everyone loves you.
Enemies.
In your wife's family, not everyone loves you.
Enemies.
In your own family, you have enemies. Have this thought in your mind. In the house where you live, you have enemies.
Enemies.
In your area, you have enemies.
Physical realms enemies.
In the physical realm,
spiritually,
you have enemies.
And spiritual realms
enemies.
In
the spiritual realm, you have enemies.
A bad day pass will be better me and life every minute.
Now, do you know the reason it will be very difficult for somebody to take my life? Let me tell you this. I am aware that I have enemies.
David,
you see, David,
or Absalom a group.
When he got to know that Absalom had group
men, strong men,
and he had strong men standing with him,
every palace.
David fled from the palace.
Wisdom. Jesus
was aware that he had enemies.
Careful.
So he was careful.
Because
he knew that if he's not careful, they will kill him before his time. I am aware that I have enemies. I will not come to your house to eat.
Enye se minyu ni.
Not that I don't trust you.
Ebi anya wa.
Maybe you will not be the one to do the evil.
We made servant be.
But your maid servant, perhaps.
We'll get to
know this guy. God has used this guy to save the lives of multitudes. And that maid servant might be a witch. So as she is serving you, she is contaminating your food. So it will be very difficult to find me eating from someone's home. Going to the restaurant to eat is not wrong.
But hardly so but it is very
rare
once in a while
that you find me eating from a restaurant. Once in a long while. Once in a long while.
Me are very careful.
So you know what? I'm very careful. I don't get misled because I am anointed.
Absalom,
men are evil. Ahithophel was David's friend. Absalom was David's son. So you must be careful.
In fact,
you see, don't trust men easily. And I want you to concede that you have an enemy. Don't think your enemies are outside or far away.
Your enemies within. Dangerous scratching enemies
and those ones
outside.
Who are enemies within are more dangerous than the enemies without. He was rebelling against his covering. He was rebelling against David. You will not succeed in your rebellion. The more you rebel, the more God elevates the one you rebel against. Don't rebel against your leader.